Hello everyone, Thomas Runner here, and yeah, welcome to my first ever video on my channel. Yeah, we're here today for round 10 in the Pro Series Championship for the Japanese Grand Prix. Yeah, today the goal is just to show you guys just a whole lot with the comps, and then the second part of the video I'm gonna properly analyze the lap so you can see where the lap time was gained and where it was lost. So yeah, diving straight into it now. Over the DRS, and as you can see we're dead equal on a delta right now. And then turning in just before the 50, using the curve on the entry there, very important. And then nailing the apex and nailing the exit as well. And then through the S section now, very satisfying if you get it right. Managed to do that pretty nicely. Tiny bit of mistake there because we hit the inside curve which unsettled the car ever so slightly. We're getting a very nice run up toward deck number 1 now. We're 100th up or so, coming towards the sector 2, nailing deck number 1 and also nailing deck number 2. And yeah, we're 200 up now, so pretty decent up so far. Coming towards the hairpin, keeping it in 4th gear to have some grip for the exit, which we managed to do that quite nicely. And then keep a short line here to minimize the distance, as Nico's long way goes fast with a 0.55, so it's very nice of him. Turning in after the 50, using all of it on the entries and the exits, as we do that very nicely on the limit. And yeah, we're nearly half step up now on our 0.56. There was a banker before, as we do a 1-6 split, which is 700 quicker than Nicholas Longo. So it's looking very nicely going to the last. And then nailing the first one, nailing the second part of the game, but then getting a little moment on the exit, which cost us about 2 to 3 hammers ish. And yeah.
Yes, boys!
Yes!
Fuck's sake, I'm
Oh my goodness. Maybe.
As you can see, we're really happy with the lap. I will try and teach you guys where the lap time was gained on the lap, and maybe where I could have improved a little bit more. So yeah, I want to start your tires up. You want to fire your tires up to about 84-85 degrees ish, opening up this corner as much as you can. Don't use the curves. Very important to not use the curves to get the best run possible. Yeah, opening up the DRS as soon as you can. And then at turn 1, you want to start turning just before the 50, as you can see on the left. And also important, use this curve. Some people might say why. It helps rotate the car, and it's much easier on the braking. Because I've seen some people, and even myself, I've tried it. And if you don't use this curve or don't touch it, you risk going wide right here. And that will pretty much ruin your lap already. A good example was when Lucas Blakely had his lap in PSGL, I remember. And he didn't use the curve and he lost about a tenth. And he managed to find nearly 2 tenths back, but because of that mistake, it costed him pole. So yeah, very important to use this curve on the entry. Make sure you slow down enough to hit this apex here. Going into 4th and then switch it to 5th. Using, if you can, all the roads. We didn't quite manage to do that to perfection, but it's the last lap of Q3. You don't wanna invalidate your lap, otherwise it was not gonna be pole. So through here, don't really have a reference point. Maybe when the board slightly ends, but when you're in a final Q3 lap, it's all just, it goes by itself. So I think it's all about commitment through this S session, throwing the car in, using a lot of the curves every single time. Apart from this one, you want to try and avoid this curve here, but as you can see, slightly have to do the correction on the wheel, which costed us, right now we're 100th up, but as you can see here, we're nearly 100th down, so that cost us 200ths there, which was wasn't crucial at the end, but it might have been crucial if, let's say, Nico did a 0.4 or something. But that didn't happen, so all fine there. And yeah, again, through the last part of Sector 1, all about commitment. And for Deckner 2, you want to start a braking on the 50 if you can. Start turning in as well at the 50, very good reference point. I would say maybe this sign on the left, if the ball is gone, you can always use the signs on the left. to help brake, help to know where to brake. Use a bit of curve here, not fully. I'll play it back ever so slightly. As you can see, we're pretty much fully on it, but not 100%. Because if you want to completely cut it, the car will understeer wide, and that's basically lap done. So yeah. And also, very important, as you can see, we're on the limit here with the white line. Very important, as you'll see right here, I'm using the grass as braking. Very, very crucial to do that when you want to be fighting for pole position. You want to use the curve on the left here to be able to maximize the distance and open up the corner as much as you can for the exit coming up now. Going down to fourth, missing the curb here. Don't use the curb. You can kind of kiss it if you want to. That's not an issue, but I'll recommend to avoid it to have the best run possible here. Also important, as you can see, I'm not using a lot of the curve here on the exit. I would say about half my car is on the curb right now, maybe a bit more. But if you again try to use all of the curve with your car, then that was yours. So I don't recommend doing that. Managed to find an extra few thousandths of a second. And then for the heavy, you want to be braking, I'll show you in a second, just after this curve, right there. Um, yeah, so try and brake in the straight lines and to brake as late as you can. Get as close to the curve if possible. We managed to do that pretty nicely, I must say. Slowing the car down, keeping it fourth gear. Important to also not use the extra curve there. And then it's all about just a short line right here. Using the curve here, and then through his, I think it's called spoon. You want to be turning in just after the 50 and braking at the 50 as well, just after. Uh, Going down the gears to fifth, use a bit of curb on the inside there. Same goes for the outside here. We didn't manage to do that to perfection. I shall show you in a second. As you can see, we're not quite on the limit, but I wanted to make sure I could finish the lap and be at least have a chance at pole position. Because when I'm in second place, knowing a lot of people have already crossed the line, I don't wanna. Well, not a lot, but the most crucial guys apart from I think it was Lucas. Um, yeah, I didn't want to risk. Um, so yeah, and then through his here, you want to be as close as you can to the curb. I think we were a bit too close. We could have maybe gained an extra 100 or so, but again, don't want to be on the limit or over the limit. So yeah, you want to be as close as you can to the curb. Ideally, you want to be just on the white line with your left side of your car to be able to get a very nice run here. And as you can see, we did that very nicely using all of the road. Very important to do. The car won't lose itself or something. It will, as you can see, feels very nice at the exit. So managed to gain another 100 per second or so. And yeah, 130 out coming up now, easy flat corner. Use a bit of curb on the entry, and then through the last corner, you want to be, I think, braking just after, no, just before the 100-meter board. Yeah, just after the 100-meter, or just before the 100-meter board, you want to start to brake and slow the car down. Important to use all of the road before you start turning in, so you can open up the chicanes as much as you can. And as you can see here, we're cutting it to perfection. I really, really nailed the chicane on this lap, and this is probably the ideal situation. You want to be fully over the curb with the whole car, and this way you can open this corner up as well a lot. Managed to dive really nicely, using a bit of curb on the exit, and that was the lap. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video and the hot lap. Managed to get pole position, it was very nice. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to stay tuned for more to come in the future. And yeah, ciao ciao.